Hello and welcome to season 2 of Fab at 50. Fab at 50 is a space for every woman in her 50s, whether you are at the peak of your first act or boldly reinventing yourself for the second one. This is your time, your stage, your story, and it's only going to get better from here. I'm your host, Kala Shekhar, a yoga teacher, wellness and mobility expert, and a proud advocate of thriving in your midlife. Here we dive into real conversations with inspiring guests, practical wellness tips, and interesting conversations. Why? Because you're just getting started. Because turning 50 isn't the end of the road, it's the beginning of your most fabulous chapter. Today on Fab at 50, I'm joined by a woman whose voice many of us have grown up with here in UAE, the brilliant, bold, and ever authentic Emma Brain. Emma is a celebrated TV and radio personality with over 2 decades of experience lighting up the airwaves in Dubai. She's known for her sharp wit, her fearless honesty, and a voice that can make your morning commute feel like a meaningful conversation with a friend. But Emma is much more than just a famous personality. She's a woman who's walked through change, she's weathered personal storms, and she's reinvented herself many, many times. She's an advocate for mental health and an example of what it means to grow stronger and not weaker as we age. Emma, welcome to Fab at 50. I'm thrilled to have you here.
Carla, thank you so much for inviting me on the show. And I don't know how I'm going to live up to that introduction, to be brutally honest with you.
Amazing. I mean, it's honestly a pleasure to have you here. Yeah?
Thank you so much.
So let's start at the beginning. While I was reading about you, 2003, you landed up in Dubai.
Yeah.
And you've been a familiar voice in Dubai media for years. So what first brought you to radio?
So I actually fell into radio while I was at university in the UK. I was studying media studies. I did an HND in media studies at Plymouth University.
Oh.
And one of my housemates worked at the local radio station part-time. It was Plymouth Sound Radio, which sadly does not exist anymore. And I became what you called an anorak. So I used to hang out, get to know all the staff and the presenters and the production guys, and we used to sneak into the studios at night and make demos and mess about and do that stuff. So I put demos together, and I was helping out producing the sports show, and I was doing stuff in the newsroom, and I made a demo, handed it in to the PD, and then one fateful day, someone went sick, and he went, "Do you want to do the show?"
Just like all
and I was
good
like,
opportunities
yes.
come by. Someone falls sick, you step in, and there you are.
Absolutely.
At the launch of your best career, right?
Yeah. So I've been doing radio ever since. Well, I haven't done radio for quite a few years now, but that's how I got into it. Yeah.
Wow, impressive. The journey from UK to Dubai. How did you land up here?
So my parents were here for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
My parents came to Dubai in 1998. My father worked for Emirates as crew scheduling manager, and they saw an advert in Gulf News. Back then, not a lot of internet, so it was the adverts were in the paper. They saw an advert in Gulf News for radio presenters, and this was for Radio 1.
Okay.
So I applied, got the job, and started off as co-host of Radio 1's breakfast show with Chris Rose.
Ooh,
Chris
okay.
moved on to head of radio, and I ended up doing the show solo for 3 years.
Wow, it's such an impressive journey, right? From UK to here, and then ending up in the same career or the profession that you chose back in the UK. That's not quite easy, isn't it?
It's not.
So you've been a part of Dubai's media scene since the early days, And what was it like working on the radio in those days, especially as a woman?
I mean, I don't think there was any hardships or troubles as a woman, to be honest with you. I've seen radio evolve and change. I mean, back in those days, 2003, the songs were very heavily edited. There was a lot of things that we could not say back then that we could say today. You'll hear them every now and again. You'll hear a song and you go, what? But
You mean the lyrics edited or the words that were
the words are certain things, anything to do with alcohol and certain behaviors was edited. These days it's like, I mean, obviously there's certain things that you still can't say on the radio according to UAE guidelines, which is absolutely fine, being respectful. But it has changed a lot. It's become, the radio landscape's become massive here. I think radio in general, I would like to say, is not what it was. In many countries, particularly in the UK, it's all networked shows now. There aren't the individual local stations that you used to have. And I think personality radio doesn't really exist anymore. It's very commercial, and it's very commercially driven, as opposed to personality driven. That's my personal opinion.
Is it something you miss?
Yeah, well, very much so, very much so. And I think it's a bit of a shame, because I don't think you really get
The authentic,
authentic engagement that you used to have.
Okay. So, I mean, so this would you say this is one of the biggest misconceptions that people have about radio? That, I mean, it's radio, so you can say anything and do anything.
I mean, look, the radio's changed as well. There used to be the old adage, oh, you've got a face for radio, meaning you're not good looking enough to be on TV,
exactly,
right? Now, all the studios have webcams. So you have to look good to be on radio, which is ridiculous. I find it ridiculous. You're on the radio because you have a personality, you're good at talking about things, you're good at engaging
and your voice has
audiences,
that charisma, right?
and you have a good voice. I mean, if I had a dirham for every time someone said to me, people have told me I've got a good voice and I should be on radio. It happens
so it's
a lot.
no longer the case? You've got to have a good face too?
No, well, you do.
Yeah.
With all the webcams going on, and they take the snippets. I mean, look at, for example, Dubai Eye, right? The morning show, the Business Breakfast on Dubai Eye, is broadcast on Dubai One TV. So they're all on TV. So you couldn't sit there in your pajamas anymore without a face of makeup or anything. You you're on
But
TV.
were you able to do so before?
Of course, I used to sit in the studio in a sleeping bag. Who cares? They're not there to look at me, they're there to listen to me.
Exactly. Now you've got to get prepped up and make up. And, And most of the TV personalities these days are popular on Instagram, popular on TikTok. I mean, they're out there, so we get to see their physical personality rather than just listen to their voice, isn't it?
100%. And I think that's the other side of it as well, is being in the public eye, as it were. You have to be on social media. If I could delete all my social media channels tomorrow, I would. But because of the things that I do, I can't.
So, I mean, so while you were on radio, you've gone live millions of times. I mean, do you still get nervous? I mean, did you used to get nervous before going live, or did you have to prep yourself and say, okay, now 3, 2, 1, the countdown, and here I am?
Oh, no, absolutely.
Or just like, whoa, it's done and I'm there.
No, absolutely. And I've always said, and I say this to other people, nerves keep you on your toes, right? And you can take that nervous energy and kind of redirect it. People used to say I sounded like a triple shot of espresso in the morning when I used to do a breakfast show, because I'm like, bang, in your face.
Driving in their cars needed that triple espresso shot, didn't it? Your voice woke people up.
Absolutely. You take the nerves. It's a good thing. And I always say the same thing with event hosting and other things. If I don't feel nervous, then you get complacent. And that's when mistakes actually happen. Nerves keep you on your toes. They're a good thing. Absolutely, they're a good thing. To never be scared of the nerves.
And it's good to think on your toes, just make it up as it goes and be alert, isn't it?
Keeps you awake.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so now you've interviewed so many celebrities. My goodness, I was reading your repertoire. It's amazing the people you've interviewed. Any favorite moment or a favorite person that, wow, I loved interviewing this person?
I think one of the most surprising, purely because she has the reputation for being the ultimate diva, and you soon realize that it's normally the management teams that put this
the facade
put the facade out there, basically, was Mariah Carey. And it was the first time she ever came to play in the UAE. And yes, she was late to the press conference. We waited around for nearly 2 hours, whatever. And I was lucky enough to get a one-to-one interview with her. And I remember waiting outside the room, and they were like, you've got 5 minutes, don't ask this, and this. We're very strict on it. I walked in there, she greeted me, and she literally said to me, please ignore everything you've just been told. You can ask me whatever you want. And we sat there having a great chat. And of course, then the management came in. They were like, 5 minutes is up. And she literally went,
shush.
We're having a good chat. We'll be done when we're... And I was like,
wow.
What?
Okay.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
She was honestly one of the nicest people.
It's
One of the
usually
nicest people.
the artists are genuine nice people. It's just that people surrounding them sort of put you
Yeah.
through
I mean,
barriers, isn't it?
There are some people that have got egos. One I distinctly remember was when I started out in the UK in Plymouth, and he was promoting his show, Great Balls of Fire, the Jerry Lee Lewis story, and it was Jim Davidson.
Oh,
Don't know if you
okay.
know Jim
Yeah,
Davidson.
yeah.
He's notoriously difficult. And he goes in there and he's messing around and going, I'm Bobby Danfro, and I remember all the details. Playing the piano, I just wasn't in the mood. I was like, can we just do the interview, please? So I kind of made it clear that I just wanted to do the interview. Anyway, did that, walked out, and the PR guy came up to me and he said, you were the only person
Who could drain him
he
down?
didn't refuse to answer any of your questions, and the only interview he finished in full.
Okay.
So I was like,
Well done, you.
that's nice.
Yeah. Maybe you got the personality of drawing people out and making them answer. You know.
I think it's just, look, with people who are very much celebrities, high profile, I think a lot of the time they just want to be spoken to like human beings.
yeah.
I'm not the kind of person that puts them on a pedestal, and I just talk to them like we're having a chat here. And that's why several people have actually said to me once I finished, they've gone, that was one of the best interviews I've ever had. Because we're just laughing and joking and teasing and just keeping
It's like
it
a
down
genuine
to
conversation.
earth. Yeah.
But then see, if you have a task of, you've been assigned to conduct an interview, but the person is very guarded and very like quiet. How, as an interviewer, would you draw that person out? What is that charm that you have?
I think it's just finding the relatable things. People like to find things that they can relate to you with. And you have to understand that if people are doing press or something for a movie or a tour or something, they ask the same question they're bored. Ask the same question over and over again. So find something different. Go off on a tangent, you know. And I don't know, I just seem to have that ability to tap into the humanity.
Information out of people. And do you do a lot of research before you go on interviews?
Yes, you have to. You have to, because people make ridiculous mistakes, and I remember distinctly the ones that stick out in my mind. Mary J. Blige came here. She's fantastic. What a phenomenal lady. She's very open about her public struggles with things, and I sat with her family telling them where to go in the gold souk to buy the best gold.
There you are.
Brilliant.
Okay.
But I remember during the press conference when they opened it up to the floor for people to ask questions, and they asked her about an album or an album name that wasn't hers, and everyone was like, somebody didn't do their research.
That's the worst thing, isn't it, to get caught out?
Embarrassing. Yeah.
So Richard Attenborough?
Sorry?
Sir
Richard Attenborough.
Dickie, as you call him.
Dickie Attenborough. He is literally Father Christmas, right? So I met him. He came to Cardiff.
So you have a Dickie relationship
No,
with him?
not at all. I just met, but affectionately known by Bruce, Dickie Attenborough. I met him, he was promoting his movie Grey Owl, which was starring Pierce Brosnan. So I was very fortunate to go to the premiere of the film and sit and have a chat with him. And one of my prized possessions, they gave me a book of the behind the scenes, the making of Grey Owl, and he signed the book for me.
Okay.
So that's in my special collection of
He's a genuinely
goodies.
nice person, isn't he? Yeah.
Well, dearly departed now, obviously. A fantastic person. And the person that is on my bucket list to meet is his brother, of course, David Attenborough, because I'm a big wildlife fan and I love all of David Attenborough's shows and
I
all
think you
that.
share something common, the voice, the captivating voice that you have, isn't it? I mean, we listen to it, both the brothers because of their voices, isn't it? And you're one of them.
I try. It's not been without. It takes a lot of work. I've had vocal lessons and vocal coaches and everything over the years, and it does take a lot of work. But I think when you've been using it so much for work over the years, you kind of just it naturally comes in the end.
But you have such a distinct voice. You know, the voice that when you listen to it on the radio, you know it's you. When you listen to it in a commercial, in an advertisement, we know it's you. When did you realize that you have such a distinct voice?
I don't think but the thing that amuses me is when I meet people and they kind of sit there and they stare at me going,
I've heard your
I
voice
recognize,
somewhere. Yeah.
and I go, welcome to the ARN News Centre. And they're like, that's it.
Yeah.
I will say Emirates cabin crew hate me though, because I am the voice of Evita, which is the Emirates crew scheduling system.
Okay.
So I give them all the horrible flights. I'm like, I don't schedule the flights, I just voice the thing.
We probably need a female voice for the Dubai Metro. The doors opening.
Well, the guys have got that one nailed down, and a lovely friend Anthea Ayash does the monorail at Dubai Airport.
Okay.
Anthea is the voice of Dubai Airport monorail. Bless her.
Nice. So let's move to Dubai. Let's be here. The city that both of us love. The both of us have been prospering and thriving in this city. So, what do you love most about Dubai?
I like the fact that it is still the place of opportunities. It's changed so much since I was obviously coming here from the late 90s.
Now it's called the Silicon Valley of the Middle East, right?
I mean, none of this was here when I first came. And to see it expand so much has been incredible. But what I do like for all the ways that it's expanded and it's futuristic and crazy like that, and there's still the cultural aspects. A lot of people complain. I'm like, it's there. You just have to go and find it.
Yes.
You have to go and find it. I mean, I seem to remember when Simon Pegg was one of the co-writers of one of the Star Trek movies, and they filmed a lot of it here in Dubai. And he was like, Dubai is the city of the future, so why would we not film in Dubai? It is the city of the future. So that's amazing.
But there is underlying, the culture is there. You just have to find the places and go understand the culture.
I mean, one of the crazy cultural things I do, I ride camels.
Okay.
So 2 years ago, I did the UAE camel trek.
Wow.
We were the 10th year, so it was 12 days, 550 kilometers from the empty quarter to Global Village.
Wow.
Basically living like a Bedouin for 12 days.
Is a camel riding any different from a horse riding?
Very much so. It's not comparable.
No?
It's not comparable.
Okay.
You don't have stirrups on a camel. You don't have reins on a camel.
And you're sitting behind the hump. And
You're sitting behind the hump,
yeah.
basically on a rolled up blanket. Is what it is.
Good luck to you.
It's not comfortable.
Not easy. Yeah. And now that you create content in Dubai, do you think the city itself contributes for you to create content?
It does, but I think it's very saturated on that front. There's so many content creators here now, kind of all doing this similar thing. So you have to kind of look for the niche. What is the audience that you're targeting? And this is something, I'll be honest, I've been struggling with it for a little while.
Yeah.
And, since I am imminently turning 50, which scares me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, it scares me. And I loved what you said about the intro about reinventing.
Yeah.
It's the second act.
It is.
We should look at it as that. And I'm honestly sick and tired of people on social media saying we're old and using it as an insult. And my response is, you'll be privileged to get to this age.
The years of wisdom that we carry with us, And when I started Fab at 50, people said, 50 is in Dubai. Dubai is a young people's place. What are you doing here in Dubai? But once I started Fab at 50, people started coming out of the woodwork and saying, hey, I'm here, I'm 50, I'm closer to 50. Can we have a little group where we 50-year-olds can sit and talk about things that matter to us? And people are raring to go here, whereas mentally we're still in our 30s, even though physically we're probably 50, So I'm just saying about carving your niche. It's so important to find your little niche here. And Dubai really supports anything that you want to create, right?
Well, and this is one thing, and I'm so glad you're doing this podcast and the things that you're doing, because it's a massive discussion that I've had with a lot of people recently. And as you said, Dubai, the UAE, depicted as a very young place.
Yeah.
Brands and companies are leaving money on the table because they're not targeting or using women 45, 50 plus, right? And I sit there and I go, do you realize this is the demographic that is responsible for 80% of spending decisions, purchasing decisions? They have the most disposable income. And you're literally leaving money on the table. I don't see women that look like us in adverts. I don't see women that look like us promoting brands. And I hate the term anti-aging. let's not do that.
Yeah.
We are rejuvenating
Exactly,
and
yes.
reinventing and age
Yeah,
defying.
yeah. And as I said, we carry years of wisdom and experience with us. I mean, you're lucky to have us in your company or in your group. As a team player. It's a very important age group to be in.
Absolutely.
And I mean, Dubai does come across as a very bling bling and very young sort of a crowd. But there are people in our age group, and for you, welcome to the elite group of 50s in a few
Thank
months.
you.
Yeah.
In October,
Yeah,
yes.
there you are. Yeah, well done. So that, I mean, when we talk of Dubai, so again, while you were on air or while you're creating content, any funny things that you could recount that can only happen in Dubai? That cannot happen anywhere. This is a Dubai experience.
Not really. I mean, you always had to be careful about what you say, and with a lot of things, some things are pre-recorded for radio, and I'll just remember how do I tell this story without it being rude? You'll have to use your imagination because it still sticks in my head. It wasn't me that did this, but so there's this thing called on radio. You're given liners, which are basically presenter-read adverts on air, and a fellow presenter who is no longer in the UAE, bless his heart, he went on air and the line was, I will say it how it should have been said, and then you can use your imagination as to how he said it. So he was promoting this brunch that was happening. Lots of succulent cuts of meat. You can imagine what came out of his mouth.
Okay.
We ran straight down to the logger room because all shows are recorded, right, for on air checks. We took that clip off the logger, just kept playing at it to annoy. We're naughty, It's like people in their headphones. They're listening to their on-air output. So you sneak into the racks room and unplug their headphones and plug their headphones into another station.
But people know you're on radio. You're allowed to make mistakes. There are faux pas.
It was a genuine mistake. If it's a genuine faux pas, a genuine slip of the tongue, then fine. But if you don't say something deliberately. But if you go to like Australia or something, like all my family live in Australia now, you listen to the radio there and what the presenters are saying, and I raise my eye.
Yeah, they could get away with anything. Yeah. But I think it's changed now, as you said, like things have moved on here.
A lot more progressive than it used to be, but obviously still within the confines of UAE media laws, which, as I said, is a good thing because I like the way that the National Media Council, they like to keep it clean, as it were, and respectful to the local culture and religion and values and everything like that, as it should be.
Okay, so what would you say to women who are closer to 50 and say, you know what, it's too late to start? What would you tell them? Go start a podcast, go on to starting your own YouTube channel, go on to media, go on to being on a radio show. What would you tell them?
I mean, look at how many women started their new businesses, artists that got their first roles, wrote their first books, started their new company. Women 50 plus are 2 to 1 outstripping men in the entrepreneur and startup business. Right?
Yeah.
They're doing it more because, and I hate to say it, there is a lot of ageism within the workplace and work businesses because, and I think companies are going to find very soon that there's a whole demographic of not just women but men as well that have years of practical experience, wisdom, skills, and all the rest of it that could contribute so much, but they're being ignored. So it's never too late to start. Why would you wait? And look at the women who are flourishing. Would you call it the flourishing 50s?
Yeah, that's what
look
we
at the
should call
amount
it.
of people who
Fabulous
are
flourishing 50s. Yeah.
Look at the amount of people who are flourishing. And I think if you look at maybe what our parents or what our grandparents looked like at the same age,
in their 50s,
look at what most 50-year-old women look like these days. They look like they're in their 30s.
Yeah. We're still mentally in our 30s,
Gen Xers.
Yeah.
It's the Gen Xers. We're mentally still back there doing the things that we used to do at that age.
So someone who wants to get in front of a camera,
do it.
Go for it.
Do it. And, find your niche, get out there, take courses. feel confident. How many people are putting themselves out there now, and they shouldn't be afraid to.
Yeah.
If you have something to say and you think you have a story that resonates with other people, put it out there. If you have an idea for a business, do it. Have an idea for an invention or a product, do it.
If
Why
not now, then when?
Then when?
Exactly.
Literally, then when?
Yeah.
And I feel like so many people at this age point are tired of the rat race.
Yeah.
They're over it. I mean, and you say people, the retirement age is 65. Says who?
Yeah.
Says who? People want to work. They want to do their own stuff. And why not start now? I mean, it's terrifying to think that you've got to half a century old when you put it like that. But just start it.
Exactly. Get on there, get rid of your fears, and just go out there, and start again,
I mean, it's something that I have very much wrestled with. I have so many ideas sat on my laptop, and you would be surprised probably to hear me say this, but in the back of my head, I'm going, who would want to know about that? Who would want to hear about this? And I've wrestled with
That's
my own...
something, the imposter syndrome is something we all
Absolutely.
struggle with, like, would they want to listen to me? Is
Yeah.
it something you would, but you'll be surprised.
Absolutely.
You'll be surprised by the number of people who watch your stories than the people who actually like your reels. Then you know how many people are watching you.
This is the thing, and it brings me back to that quote, social media. People might not be liking you, but they're watching you. The number of people that watch your story, because they're anxious to see every move that you're making.
So go for it. Go out there and do what you need to do, because again, if not now, then when?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, just ditch the fact that it's too late. It's never too late.
It's never
is
too
it?
late.
Awesome. So, you've openly shared so much about your mental health journey. What helped you get through these toughest days?
I mean, look, I will be brutally honest. I have struggled a lot with mental health in the past. I mean, I've been to see psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists. At one point, I was diagnosed with cyclothymia, bipolar 2, all the rest of it. I've done the drugs thing, the medications, the lithium, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I felt like a lot of the time people just wanted to prescribe you pills, right?
Yeah.
And I felt very much a little bit misunderstood. People were always wanting to put you in a box. So I've started just to do the things that I found enjoyment to quieten my brain that just goes at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So I like to go to the gym. I do some boxing if I can. I camel ride or horse ride, which is my happy place, being out in nature.
Yeah, and you've been open in sharing
You
your
have to,
experiences,
because so many people don't like to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I was reading a lot statistically, so many women in perimenopause and menopause are suffering from depression, which is not talked about enough. More women than ever in this period of their life are being diagnosed with ADHD. It's not being talked about. It's not being discussed, and it's not being addressed. And it needs to be.
Bravo to you for coming out and talking. You never know who's listening, who's getting inspired by this. So
Absolutely.
Well
You
done
have
on
to.
that, yeah. So, again, advice for women who feel lost in their midlife.
Find someone to talk to. I mean, it's good. And I feel like one of the problems is we don't talk to one another anymore.
So important to have your little girl group friends.
Exactly.
Isn't it? So important.
Exactly. I mean, and everyone communicates via WhatsApp, text messages, voice notes. But when was the last time you actually sat down with someone and just talked for hours about nonsense and just talked? I feel like we've become very bad at human communication. We've become very bad at expressing ourselves.
HBDs now. Everything is shortened. Everything HBD. You don't even have the time to elaborate a happy birthday these days.
How lazy is that? You can't even say happy birthday to someone. I just find that people and the rise of social media, I don't think is helping either.
Social media is actually pulling you down. You post something and 10 people like it, you're torturing yourself. Oh, did I not do right? Did I put something out that wasn't appropriate? This unnecessary mental torture, isn't it?
Or people are oversharing on social media and then leaving themselves open to criticism and bullying. The joke is social media has made us incredibly antisocial.
Exactly, yeah.
So again, if I could delete all my stuff overnight, I would.
Yeah. And we forget that people are posting just the best moments of their life. They don't post the rest of it. And so you just think that's what they're experiencing in life, which is the wrong thing.
And this is why I think so many people lack authenticity and credibility and vulnerability, because people tap in more if you're able to share your vulnerable side. People can relate to that. Show your struggles. People only applaud you when they see the successes, but they don't see how many failures, how many struggles you've been through to get to that point. And I think it's really important to
that
share
would be
those.
inspiring for someone out there thinking, oh, look at the number of times she's fallen and how she's picked herself up.
I mean, as an actor, rejection is part of the job, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many auditions I've been to that I've been rejected for the role recently for stupid reasons.
Yeah.
Like literally one with them, we need a different hairstyle. And I'm like, that's why you have a hairstylist on set. What are you even talking about? Just rejection. You've got to have a very tough skin these days. Yeah.
And you've been reinventing and reinventing
You
and
have to.
reinventing. I mean,
but the only problem with reinvention, I think, is yes, it gives you an opportunity to find a different side of yourself. But if you're doing a self-reinvention, you have to be very careful not to lose the authentic side of you. Reinvention within your own authenticity, if that makes sense.
It does, yes. Because I've been in the field of health and wellness. I've been a yoga teacher for many, many years. And now I'm reinventing, but I'm still keeping the core of what I am. You know, I'm propagating mobility for women in their 50s. So that's when they most need it, you know. So you reinvent, but go with the times and see what is the need of the hour, you know, and bringing people to my podcast here where people can listen to authentic, real people and see what struggles they've gone through and how they've come out of it.
We all love mobility. I'm sick and tired of getting up in the mornings and my joints are like snap, crackle and pop.
No, because Instagram is all about size 0 models with the fancy clothing. I mean, at your age, that's not what you want, you know. You walk into a gym these days, everybody is size 0 and acrobatic and leg through their head and through here and all of that, and you look through it, it's so intimidating, you just want to back off, you know.
I don't care. You should come out of your workout sweating to death with a red face, looking like you actually worked in the gym. The gym is not a fashion show and it's not a makeup event either. Why are you wearing a full face of makeup in the gym? Give me a break. Come on.
So, what next for Emma Brain?
What next?
Any dreams, any projects still waiting to unfold?
Yes. So I really want to concentrate a lot more on my acting side. So I'm working hard to try and maybe do some auditions and stuff in the UK and that sort of it, because I feel like there's more opportunities for that outside of the UAE, particularly in this age range, unfortunately. I'm also have started my own website, which I would like to turn into a platform and community to support not just women, but men in this age range, in this period of their life, to build their confidence and start this discussion over, guys, we want to see people that look like us. I don't want to see an airbrushed version of myself in my 20s or 30s. I want to see someone that looks like me.
So you're organizing any community events?
I would like to. I did my first event last year.
Okay.
And I had some great speakers and a great panel session. It is in the pipeline, but here's the thing again. I got to get out my own head. So many people have said to me, "It's a fantastic idea, love it, do it." I'm sitting there going, "I'm scared. I've got to get out my own head."
But it's a good niche to be in. You know? I mean, if you're thinking of niching down,
absolutely,
this age group is a good niche for us to thrive. You know, it's not. There's not many people in that.
I need to take my own advice.
Yeah.
It's what it is. I'm great at giving other people the advice. Do I take my own? No.
So there we are. So do you actually voice train and take care of your? I mean, are you like, oh, I don't need ice creams because voice is my bread and butter?
I've made the cardinal mistake today of having coffee with loads of milk in it, because that's a no-no before you go on the microphone. Yeah, because anything lactose, dairy causes mucus.
Okay.
So when you go on radio or do voice sessions, anything dairy is a no-no. You have to look after your voice. So I still do voice training, vocal warm-ups, breathing exercises. Because when you work in radio, when you have a full-time job in radio, if you're doing a show at a specific time, your voice is used to working at that time. So it knows, I got to work now.
Oh, just like your body is used to exercise, your voice.
It's a muscle. Your vocal cords are muscles. You got to work them, right? So when
So it knows 6 o'clock, I'm going to be using it. Okay.
So, and then when you become sporadic and all over the place, like I have to go in my home studio and do voiceovers and stuff, so I have my tea with lemon and some ginger to warm everything up. ACs are really bad for all of this. This is one thing, you can probably hear a little bit of a rasp.
Yeah.
It's because of the ACs. So if I'm doing a voice session at home, then I turn all my ACs off and I warm everything up. So yeah, you have to look after
gargling
it.
with warm water.
Yeah,
Do you
you
do
have
that?
to look after it. It's your tool, it's your bread and butter, so you got to look
But
after
I
it.
got a chance to hear your voice in so many commercials. The L'Oreal, the hair, the way your voice comes out, like I mean, literally, like you're talking like the woman who's shampooing her hair. You know, how do you get into the character?
When you get booked for a voiceover, you get given a brief. So the
Okay.
client will give you a brief, how they want to sound, tone, pitch, the kind of feel that they're trying to get across. You know, is it all very kind of like this? Is it, ooh, the new shampoo that makes my hair silky smooth? Or is it, but one thing I would love to do to challenge my voice is I would love to do character voiceovers. One thing is on my bucket list, and I'm putting it out there into the universe, I would love to voice a game
There you go,
character.
manifestation.
I would
Just put
love
it
to
out.
do
Never
voice a
doubt.
game
Yes.
character. Games are where it is
Yeah.
right now. For actors, games is where it is
Yeah.
at. I would love to get involved in a game. But yeah, voice work is my jam. It's like when I'm on stage hosting an event, and people don't understand the power of their voice. It's like, why is it when you listen to some people, it's like nails down a blackboard, and you're like, but it's interesting. Your voice is as unique as a fingerprint or an iris print, right? So if you have a voice that sounds pleasing or authoritative and that kind of thing, people are more likely to listen to you.
Have you emceed for a large audience and where you had disinterested audience and you had to use your voice to get them riled up and
Oh, I get off the stage and I go into the audience and I start asking them questions. I start shoving the microphone in their face. There was an event I did on the QE2 and I did my whole opening spiel and everything, and we had an opening act and he wasn't ready. And I'm like, why have you not got your stuff plugged in? Anyway, I had 15 minutes to fill, which is an eternity in MC land.
how big was the audience then?
It was probably about 400 people,
Wow,
so not massive. But I just got off the stage and I started putting the microphone in people's faces and asking them questions.
I think that's the best way, right? Let the audience speak so
Let
they're
them
not
do the
bored
work.
and
I was like,
wake
I'm not
them
gonna
up.
stand up
Yes.
here. I want them to do the work.
Yeah.
And they were like, that was the best thing ever. The biggest audience I ever did, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It was 1999. There was a solar eclipse in the UK. This was when Plymouth Sound still existed, and we were doing something with the Stella movie screen. So we were on Plymouth Hoe. We had 50,000 people on Plymouth Hoe for the eclipse. And the movie they were showing that night was Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, okay.
Big fan of that movie. So my co-host and I, idiots that we are, we had giant buckets of mashed potato. So we got people on stage making the mountain from Close Encounters out of mashed potato on the stage in front of an audience of 50,000 people. It was just, it was wild. It was crazy. Loved it. And then there was, I can't remember which Dutch DJ it was. I wasn't working, but I was there to enjoy the night, enjoy the DJ set, and they had one of these promo girls getting on stage, you know, promoting something. I'm sitting there going, what is this? And I spoke to my friend who was one of the event organisers. I said, let me do it. Let me do it. He's like, go on then. You take the mic. And I just got up there and I was like, and I was working alongside this big international DJ. I became his hype woman.
Oh,
so much fun.
Have you had a co-host who tried to hog the limelight, or you had to push away and say, shush, it's my turn too?
Yeah, I think when you're working with other people, you have to have a synergy. Like, one of the best co-hosts I ever had in the UK, we were housemates at university, so we lived together. We were in the same classes together. We ended up co-hosting a show together. So we're sitting either side of the desk, and it was literally like we knew each other so well.
But not every time you get a co-host that you know so well.
So it was just like a look. And literally finishing each other's sentence.
Because it's like you need to have the same wavelength, right?
Yeah.
And when you're co-hosting on a large platform, how do you do that? I mean, how do you get? What if it's an unknown co-host?
I mean, this is the thing. I have worked as an MC. I was put up on stage with a co-host who I'd not worked with before. And yes, they like to hog the line. Like, we had a script, and I'm going, you're reading all my lines. What is that all about? So I was just like, I had to, then start taking all their lines instead. You do come across people like that.
And the audience senses it, right? When
They do.
two co-hosts
There's
are not
friction. There's no chemistry.
And it spoils the mood of the show itself, isn't it? That's something you've got to hide and put a smile and then keep talking.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Not easy. There's so much going on behind the scenes when you're just watching a show, and things that we don't even know that are happening.
You just have to watch out for egos.
Yeah. So here I have a voice artist, a person who's got this unmissable voice that we've listened to on our commute to work. I mean, I've got the person behind the voice now, so it'd be remiss of me if I didn't use that voice now. I have a little script for you here.
Okay.
I'd like you to read that script for me in your huskiest, sexiest Emma Bryan voice.
This is why I have to put my glasses on because I can't read anything
Here
otherwise.
Thank you so much. Fab at 50. You're promoting wellness with colour.
And what kind of read would you like?
Give me some options.
Okay.
We're talking to the whole Dubai crowd here. Yeah?
Okay.
So here's Emma Bryan promoting Fab at 50 in her unmissable voice. Take a look. Take a listen. Yeah.
You're listening to Fab at 50 with wellness expert Kala Shekhar. Real talk, real women for the best chapter of your life. 50 isn't the finish line, it's the fabulous new beginning. Join Kala Shekhar for Join Kala Shekhar for stories, wellness tips, and ways to thrive in your midlife.
Yay! There we go. There we go. We got this.
Sorry about the slip in the middle.
Thank you so much. What an incredible conversation, Emma. This was, I think we can only have this as the one and only Emma Bryan. You're a true voice of strength, vulnerability, and reinvention, right? So whether you're navigating change or whether you're finding your voice or simply learning from the wisdom that we bring to the table, you've just reminded us that it's never too late to start, isn't it? And just live your life, live it loud.
Yeah, I love that.
If not now, when, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah? So thank you so much for your honesty, your humor, your strength. And you just reminded us that media is not just about hearing things, it's about keeping it real, keeping it authentic. Yeah? And the microphone belongs to any woman at any age.
You have a voice. Use it.
Use it. Thank you so much. It's
Pleasure.
been lovely, lovely, lovely.
Thank you so much.
With you. Oh, it's amazing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.